jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
First in the building, Noname. Let's Go. Yes, sir. We back at it with another one in the PM. You know what I'm saying? In the PM. Yes, sir, indeed. WCS back on the boulevard. But first and foremost, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official, baby. That's where we at with it. No negotiation necessary. Real talk. That's where we at with it, man. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Salute to you. Somehow I can't get to the top of the freaking chat, man. What is going on again? What is going on, man? I'm saying, shout out to Carlos Rosado in the building. WCS, salute, hottest chat in the MF and game. Salute to you, brother. Samar Warren on deck. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute, WCS certified. Stamp the like button and support the grind. That's where we at. NYT in the building. What's good, WCS? What's good with the NYT? Shout out to across the pond. Toby is in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. We're global. Baby, we're global. We're frying again tonight. Big fish, little fish. It doesn't matter. Hottest grease, hottest chat. Yes, sir. I like that. I like that, Toby. I like that, man. Stop stunting on them, man. Stop stunting on them like that, for real. Stop stunting on them. Man, we haven't got really, deep into the live, man. You're already stunned, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so ostentatious, bro. Come in here with some etiquette. Saying, be a bit insipid. You know what I'm saying? Ennui. Bless Mr. Bartlett, aka Mr. International. Yes, sir. Shout out to Jamal Neezy in the building. What's good with it, Neezy? If Puss in Boots want to smoke, then bring it. Hey, man, I consider him a worthy opponent. It's time to just address it, bro. It's time to just address it for what it is. Because it seems like the individuals that's supposed to be the voices in his backyard, they busy talking about Bud. They don't give Boots the amount of respect he deserves. And look, I'm not taking any of it away from Boots. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any of that, bro. I'm not doing any of that. I like Boots, man. Listen, he's going to be, minimum, in my opinion, with his frame, he's going to be a minimum of like a 4 weight division, fighter, 4 weight division champion. You know what I'm saying? With his frame and all that, as young as he is, I truly believe that. But that's not about what he's going to be in the future. That's that it's more so relegated to what I think at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? We have to address it because the individuals that's in his backyard don't seem to be talking about him enough, except YSM Sports. I have to give YSM, you know what I'm saying, Jamil his credit. He always keep it popping. I am not talking about Jamil. You feel me? Let's go. WCS Boots is not ready for the big lights. Man, y'all on fire? I don't know if y'all was at the fire station today getting some training, climbing out of buildings that was on fire or something. But y'all coming in here, goddamn, you know, pretending like you want to have a career as an arsonist, man. You coming here setting fires. Be careful, dog. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? The hottest chat in the MF and game, man. You're gonna burn up the strays, man. They want to come over and just listen in. They're looking for those fish crumbs. We got to wait for the fight to be official before we start passing out more fish crumbs now. Boots not ready. What he going to do when his eye gets shut? Dang, man, it's only Tuesday? What has gotten into the chat? It's only Tuesday, man. Arnold Brown in the building. What's good with it, bro? I'm torn. We have somebody that's torn. Somebody say they're torn. So hold up for a second. I have to go grab a box of tissue because that's what I do. I want to give back to the community, and I'm running low on them anyway because I've been handing them out to the snotty boys. They just been crying ever since July 29th. So I'm really running low. I got to go restock. You know what I'm saying? I do. I really. But Carlos Rosado has come to us with a heavy heart. Carlos is saying I'm torn because I'm from Philly and Boots is my boy. But I have to be unbiased and compad. I just think that IQ and experience will earn him the victory. Carlos is torn. Please, somebody put him back together like Humpty Dumpty. Please. Somebody find some Gorilla Glue and masking tape and put Carlos back together. He's torn. Carlos, I'm here to guide you back. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to guide you back. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be from Philly and support Boots. It's okay. But hopefully you understand where I'm going with this, direction for which I'm taking. Shout out to Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, some more. Salute to you, OG. How you feeling, bro? I'm just saying, man, when I heard the word TORN, all I can think about is the snotty boys. Their heart has been torn for quite some time, over a month and a half now. You know what I'm saying? Over a month and a half, their heart has been torn, tattered. But let's get to the thumbnail itself. Crawford versus Ennis. You already know what it is. This is WCS take on this fight. So, there's been people basically expressing themselves. And once again, they just find anything and everything to talk about Bud Crawford about, right? Being his name is the hottest right now, popping and going on YouTube, right? And social media in general. But what's puzzling to me is, once again, if these people support Errol Spence, why aren't you talking about him more? You're busy talking about and trying to finger point in the direction or the detour that you want Bud to take. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard or seen a bunch of people this careless. The first thing I think about is the potation. Y'all never heard about potation. It deals with drinking, a pop valiance. You know what I'm saying? Having courage when you're under the influence of alcohol. So if we're talking about potation, right? I'm eager to say that maybe after July 29th, a lot of these individuals have led themselves to basically become red cup holders. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I must identify the red cup holders. I think they're indulging quite extensively, the red cup holders. Yes, sir. And that's why they jump online and be typing the way they do and saying the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? it has to be some type of potation that deals with that. Okay. And I hear a lot of you cats out there, right? I know I'm teaching a lot of you dudes out there on them other channels. I see you be trying to you up your freaking, your word value. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to really get your vocab up top. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you for that. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then just give WCS a sight. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all trying to, you know, um, consider it to be cool, when at one point in time y'all used to criticize me for using big words, which is no such thing as using big words. But back to the potation aspect, right? I believe a lot of these aerosexual snotty boys are basically driven off the potation of the red cup holders, whatever that they have in their drink. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're mixing and putting in those red cups. You know what I'm saying? I think they're coming online and talking as they are. But I'm here to provide you with a veridical point of view. Okay. I'm not going to continue to use these big words because I know some people run away from the chat because, they just don't want to hear words that they can find in the dictionary. I get it. I get it. But every now and then I have to do that. Veridical means truthful, you know what I'm saying, coinciding with reality. I believe when I look at Terrence Crawford and Jerron Ennis, after what I've been hearing about people's like he's ducking boots. He don't want to fight, at 147, vacate his belts. Who said he didn't want to fight at 147? That's blatherskite. You know what I'm saying? And for that, those individuals who said that blatherskite wasn't a word, listen to me. Just because you spelled it, okay, you know who you are. This person did a whole freaking tutorial that I'm mentioning words that's not in the dictionary. They look, I cannot make this up, y'all. They spelled blatherskite BLADDERSKYPE. I cannot make this up. So you're talking about a body organ, and the word blatherskite means foolish talk. You know what I'm saying? So how does a body organ has to anyway? Blatherskite is BLATHERSKITE, blatherskite. All right. So if you look at the blatherskite that these individuals are talking about, they sound foolish because, for one, they never gave a damn what Bud had going on in his career to begin with. Now he's in a position to make the call per the contract. They're basically wanting him to relocate to a higher division just to appease them with Errol Spence. But they're forgetting one thing. You also have the other pundits that's over here saying he should fight Boots. And this is their reason for him fighting Boots, because they're trying to haste or impulsively send Boots into the ring with Terrence Crawford because he's the mandatory. All right. And once again, I have no problem with Bozy. I respect them too, black man. That's a father and son in tandem. I respect them. But I'm going to give you a breakdown, and it's not personal. All right. This is the way I look at this situation. When I remember Boots being in the WBO and relinquishing that position to go the IBF route prior to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fighting, the results played out the way they did. It was a massacre on July 29th. But the person who was there to witness it all was the one that was in the IBF, the IBF sanctioning body, awaiting to see if Errol Spence, the person that he really wanted to fight, was going to win. Truly, Jerron Ennis wanted to fight Errol Spence Jr. It might have been because Errol had more of the belts, or they just pretty much seen Errol as a more easier opponent to fight than Crawford. And that's fair to say, right? That's fair to say. Jerron Ennis at this point in time sits at 31 victories, 0 defeats, 0 draws, 28 knockouts. Okay, he's 5'10 with a 74-inch reach. Nice height, nice reach. You know what I'm saying? Nice height, nice reach. Jerron Ennis is also 26 years old, and he has 32 bouts at 26 years old. His last fight ended in the 10th round when he went in there and fought Ramon Villa. Okay, July 2023 this year. The referees like 80, 83, 89, 82, and 89, 82 prior up to the stoppage. And this was for the defense of Jaron Ennis IBF interim world welterweight title. Okay. With that said, people, there has been a pretty large amount of people who have taken upon themselves to continue to display those weird signs of psychological depression or breakdown. One minute they want Terrence Crawford to move up to 54. The next, they want him to stay at 47, but not the way you think, not for who you think. They want him to stay at 47, to fight Boots. They're saying if he moves up to 54, he's ducking Boots. He should just vacate the title so Boots can get the title. My only thought process to that, if Terrence doesn't have any plans of defending his titles, I'm pretty sure he'll vacate whenever he feel like it. But who am I to sit up here and tell this man when to vacate a title when I had absolutely nothing to do with him obtaining the titles? Now, the jigsaw puzzle becomes a bit more confusing to a lot of people because it's been, let's just say early last year when Crawford had already defeated Sean Porter in 2021. When we opened up the first semester of 2022, these same pundits was up here talking about Crawford should fight Boots, Crawford should fight Boots, Crawford should fight Boots. That was prior, to him stepping in there with Ramon Villa. And that was prior to him stepping in there with Korean Chudikin. They seen what happened to Korean Chudikin. It ended up going the distance. And then he would later on go in there and fight Ramon Villa as his next fight in this year. I'm talking about in 2022, he had fought Custio Clayton later that year. He fought once in 2022. So he went in there and had like a mannequin in Custio Clayton and came in there. He had one fight. He got him up out of there in the second round. A waste of time. Real talk, a waste of time. But in 2023, every bit of the talk that his pundits kept on placing upon Jaron Ennis was Crawford, 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 prior to Crawford stepping in there with David Avanesian. Supposedly, the big push was that, why did Crawford have to go over there and find a foreign fighter who was fighting for the EBU, fighting to defend the EBU championship or whatever the case may be? Why he didn't take Ennis? Why he didn't do this? Why he didn't do that? And then all along, you have these people not even talking to managers. Steven Espinosa has been on record as saying they didn't have much to offer. I mean, it's almost like they walked up to Crawford one of those bag lunches that the hottest chat in the game was handing out at the Triage Center, post T-Mobile massacre, because we put money into that. We had bologna sandwiches, freaking one apple slice, a Capri Sun, all that. Real talk. So we're up here trying to figure this whole thing out. We're trying to figure this whole thing out. Like, why was that such a big deal that Boots actually really wanted to fight? Last year when Crawford stepped in there and fought David Avanesian, because they was trying to make it seem like that everybody, the big dogs, the shakers and movers, was on the phone. Everybody was on the phone. We even had people having people on three-way that weren't supposed to be on the line, but certain individuals were having them listen in if you didn't think anybody knew that. But once again, the pump faking, that didn't happen. Once again, they used Boots' names and put them out there and just for no reason. All right. Nothing was coming out of that. And then in between time, Boots moved from the WBO to freaking The IBF. Okay, cool. Boom. Another move. He didn't want no parts of Crawford, who at that point in time was still the WBO champion. Okay. Then keep on moving forward. To 2023. On the same month Crawford fought Errol Spence Jr., Boots Ennis will come off a Chudikin win earlier this year, right? He would come off a Chudikin win, stopping him, going the distance, and then, fighting Ramon Villa, who was coming off a momentum of Rashidi Ellis, his last fight. He would go into the 10th round. Now, he did put the hands on Villa. Villa was tailor-made for Jaron Ennis, no doubt about it. And Jaron put hands on him, and he beat him up pretty good and stopped him. He did what he's supposed to do. But Villa in no way, shape, or form was on the level of competition of Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas, Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He was nowhere on the level of those guys. He wasn't. I'm just being honest. So my reason for saying this is that the question comes into play with Boots having 31 victories and 28 knockouts, which is on paper numerically, when you're talking about numbers and everything. The beautification of it, the aesthetics of this record is beautiful. 26 years old and you have that many fights is beautiful. 32 professional fights, man. 31 professional fights. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking at this, right? And I'm saying to myself, that is superb. But then we have to look at the quality over quantity. I say this about my chat all the time. I'd rather have quality over quantity, right? We look at the quality opposition on this fight. Does the quality match him up well with Terrence Crawford? Does the quality of opposition match him up enough to go in there and have a competitive fight with Terrence Crawford based off what we know about the Omaha Monster, aka the Hulk? You know what I'm saying? AKA Mr. Bass himself, aka the Black Aquaman. Does he have enough quality opposition on his resume to be matched up well with Terrence Crawford? And this is why I'm concerned about this. Okay, listen to me, Boots. If you're listening, or anybody that's over there, listen to me and understand the place where I'm coming with this. Right, I'm looking at one of the best fights this year in boxing, in Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Prior to that, we already know what the canopy of criticism was, man. It was just a cloud of criticism on, discounting everything this man has done. So we're going to take it that Bud soaked that all in to go into training and train the way he did to basically get the results that he wanted. And that was an absolute massacre in Vegas, right? And this was a fighter that was absolutely qualified. He had 3 belts. He was the unified welterweight world champion. And everybody said that Errol Spence was him. He was the boogeyman. He was man down. He was the truth. He was the big fish. Strap season. Man, they put every hashtag on this dude, bro. Right? Crawford heading into this fight. He's eager to prove everybody wrong. He's eager. Let me let you hear something that, you know what I'm saying, one of my colleagues. Let me go to where Blunts sent me this earlier today. I think it may have been Shaw News who was talking about it. But y'all hold on, I'm gonna let you listen to this.
When I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. On my mic. He stayed at 147. He would not stop. He would not stop.
crazy. Then when I stop him, I'm say he's too small. Hey, so when I stopped him, I'm gonna say he was too weak. On my mic. And he stayed at 147. He would not stop. He would not stop. Okay. Then when I stop him, I'm say he's too small. Hey, so when I stopped him, I'm gonna say he was too weak. On my mic. And he stayed at 147. He would not stop. He would not stop.
So what you just heard was the infamous viral moment that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence had prior to stepping into the square. That was the infamous viral encounter that two champions had, that people have spoken about thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times. I mean, they was talking about that moment forever and a day. And it was debates going on based off, Errol Spence saying he was going to take the easy route. And then what you just heard, that the smaller Crawford, for which they always call this dude, right? That, when I stop him, y'all gonna say, oh, he was too weak. He stayed at division too long. Maybe I should start calling him the Omaha Nostradamus, because he predicted that shit spot on. He was flying that kite for a minute. Like, god damn, if he wasn't spot on, bro, kudos to goddamn Team Crawford. Kudos to Terrence. Terrence, you got now. I put you with that prediction. I put you up there with Lopez Sr. Because Lopez Sr. made two predictions and he was spot on. He said T.O. was going to be champion in 15 fights and he was going to beat Lomachenko. He was spot on with that. All right. What you was spot on was exactly what is going on right now. And that's what constantly gives me content to speak on, because these individuals are in a moment of potation. They have to be under the influence of something not to give this man credit. So moving forward, this moment happened. Jaron Ennis is where he at in the sanctioning bodies, right? He's still undefeated, clean, Philly fighter. You know what I'm saying? Solid boxer. Real talk, solid boxer. But I look at his resume, and you all have to take in consideration the same criticism that you was sending over there to Terrence Crawford's way. And that was the fact that you said that nobody on his resume gave you the confidence to say that he was ready to go in there and beat Spence, knowing damn well that Spence had only fought in the welterweight division majority of his career. You know what I'm saying? He had fought in the welterweight, as you had Crawford at lower divisions picking up chips and then making his way and making his entry into the welterweight division. So with that said, I remember the criticism that was placed upon Crawford. Like, I remember criticism, from multiple fighters. But one thing that they was talking about with Crawford is that his resume was mediocre, subpar, marginal. And he needed to fight somebody before he stepped in the ring with Spence. I remember them saying that. I remember them continuing to say, even though he had the WBO title, he should step in the ring with somebody of quality recognition to earn his spot to face Spence. That's what they were saying. Regardless of everything that he's accomplished up to this point, they were saying that this man haven't did enough. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? It was nothing every time you turn around, right? It was nothing this man can do right in the ring. When he was stopping all those people at welterweight, he was probably freaking his adrenaline level had taken him to a state of blur. You know, he probably didn't see anything to his left or right, just straight ahead on what he had to do. Continue to put him in the ring and he was not gonna knock him down. You know what I'm saying? He probably had that acute tunnel vision going on. Then he started to hear people say, yeah, he stopped Sean Porter. Now he need to fight Boo Sanders, right? So we was steadily trying to wait and see, okay, who can we gauge in the same position that Crawford was in, because they trying to act like all of a sudden they want to use the D word with Boots. It's deserve. But with Crawford, it was earn. You need to earn your right to step in the ring with Spence. But with Boots, they're talking about, oh man, he deserved that. Give him some soft serve and put some strawberry topping on top with some put some peanuts, some crunchy peanuts and some cashews. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They was like, he deserved. Give him the works on that Sunday. He deserves something cold. Okay? Give him something sweet. This man is people around him serenading him with deserve. Like they saying dessert. He deserved a dessert. Something sweet. You know, they sitting up here busy with their hand in this man back. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, y'all need to let Boots just live. Y'all need to let that man live, bro. I'm not discounting anything they got going on in the gym. Like I said, I respect them cats over there. Real talk. I respect them cats. I'm just talking from a perspective on my thought process on Boots Ennis right now stepping in there with Terrence Crawford. You understands me? I hear people speaking about Boots deserve, but yet they was talking about Crawford need to earn. How does that shit change up all of a sudden when you have all these motherfucking crossing guards out here in a motherfucking intersection, the WCS intersection that don't have traffic lights? God damn it! Hey, my signs at this motherfucker, y'all already know. Cross at your own risk. That's the intersection I'm at. Cross at your own risk. Period. You all are up here saying that Boots Ennis is ready for Terrence Crawford, and nothing on his resume says he's ready for Terrence Crawford, bro. Not one iota, not one opposition, not one fighter says he's ready for TC. Not one, bro. And y'all continue to go around here and goddamn just talk to anybody who will listen because you're jumping off the Errol Spence wagon. You know what I'm saying? And now you want to go put your hand in Boots back. And every time you turn around, you want to say, Boots, 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 Boots. I'm like, God damn. Sound like a boat engine. And you know what Crawford does with boat engines? He go fishing. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking myself, how do you all find it so easy to think that you can look on his resume and it would be feasible for you to think that was going to be a moment of crack? Do you think that would be a moment of crack that you can look back on and say to yourself it was worth it pushing him into a fight like this? Or if you wonder what I'm talking about, I'm not speaking about the crack of CRACK. I'm talking about CRAIC, a moment of enjoyment. You feel me on that? Would this be a crack type of reflection when Boots stepped in there with Terrence Crawford? Because the brutal reality of that shit, I don't think so. I don't think so. And this is where it's going to get a little bit testy. It's going to get a little bit of my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Opinions ain't based off motherfucking facts. But I'm letting you know, point blank, when I look at Boots' resume, Gilly don't keep the same energy when it comes to Boots. Gilly and Wallow, you have to understand that when you call people up and when you did what you did, the TC, it's fair game for somebody to assess what you have going on. I understand. I respect Gilly and them. But you don't keep the same energy when you continue to say TC ain't fought nobody. You won't dare say that Boots ain't fought nobody. That will make you a bit more hesitant and optimistic that he can go in there and really beat Bud up. To be honest, Gillian Wallow, I don't think you confident in putting money on Boots. If him and Crawford was to fight, I don't think you're gonna come up there and put your own money up on Boots, 10 stacks, 15 stacks. Y'all just signed $1 million contract, didn't you? Y'all got the money, wallow up here buying Lambos and shit. I don't think you have the confidence to put your own money up on that. And I'm going to tell you why. A plus that I see with Boots is that he can box. Boots can box. All right? Boots can box. It's not just because he's a boxer. I'm just basing it off what I've seen, right? Boots can box. He can box. But when you talk about Terrence Crawford, their team ENNIS, you have to understand that you're going into a danger zone. You're going into a place that you never ventured before in your combat career. It's certain areas that need improvement with Boots ENNIS that really is not my focus. I'm just here to be your tour guide on if you select to go over there into that Omaha dungeon and understand that it will be different on that night. See, the reason why it's going to be different, that when I look at Bud, I look at him as being a boxer, right? And I look at him with being able to fight. And I look at him as being able to have a kill zone. I mean, a kill switch, which takes him to the kill zone. When it comes to Boots ENNIS, pulling that out of Terrence Crawford, right? Because I know people are going to start talking about, well, Terrence Crawford was chinny. You know, you still got people talking about BLK Prime, dog. You still talking about people talking about old ass, stale, antiquated type shit that don't have anything to do with the now, right? When you talk about going over there, Boots, to fight that man, you have to understand that dude can box and he can fight. We're not even mentioning the wrestling part of it there, Boots. We're not mentioning that, brother. I'm looking at the reality of you not being professionally ready to go in there and fight Terrence Crawford punch for punch, round for round, brother. I don't see it, Boots. It's not taking anything away from you as a fighter, man. But when you're talking about electing for me to rate your skill set, to make it comparable to what I know and seen and witnessed for Terrence Crawford, and we just have to use it for the same person that you wanted to fight, Errol Spence. If you take how he went in there and did that to Errol Spence, and you can listen to these naysayers all you want and let them talk about weight drain, listen to me. That shit that you seen from Omaha, it is there waiting on YouTube. I didn't say YouTube because it's going to be on YouTube. I say it's waiting on you too, there, Boots. That dude Terrence is no joke. I also ask myself, I say, well, if you're going to do a live on Boots, you know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself some questions, right? You have to ask yourself some questions. Is it a possibility that, you know what I'm saying, Boots would be too much for the older Crawford? And I'm looking at it like, who am I to make excuses based off what we just witnessed? Okay, with Errol Spence, a fighter that you wanted to fight, right? And a lot of other people wanted you somehow to get that shot, but more so they wanted you to fight Bud first. But you elected to move to the IBF out the WBO sanctioning body. So you saw something. It might have been fragment. It might have been a breach in the perimeter. But I had to ask myself a question. I say, do I believe that Jaron Ennis can split the ropes and fight Terrence Crawford and place him in a predicament that he really has to go to Plan Bravo Charlie. He really has to survive. You know what I'm saying, Boots? I was asking myself, do you have it within your arsenal based off your last two fights that I've seen? Based off your last two fights that I've seen, do you have it in your arsenal to be able to come up with a solid game plan? Do you have the IQ to go in there with a professor like Bud Crawford and put him in a predicament that will have people's like, oh shit, this is a competitive fight. This is a competitive fight. Do you have what it takes to pull it out of Bud and force him to be in survival mode where he has to now bring out those infamous tools that everybody talk about? You know what I'm saying? That safe. You know the safe they talk about? That safe where he has all that weaponry that's never been used. He's just been keeping in the safe for another day for the fight that pulls it out. The one he had to go put the combination in and say, now it's time. I said to myself, does Boots have what it takes to force Crawford to crack the safe open and pull those weapons off the shelf and attempt to use them with him? And my answer was no. My answer was simply no, there, Boots. I can't find two people in a row that lets me know you've gained experience enough to step in the ring with Crawford to make this fight interesting. The reason why I'm being a bit vivid with my points is that Crawford needs to ensure that you, Boots, is a qualified opposition for him, because you go in there and face Crawford, and it's easier than him fighting Spence. These same crybabies that's whining out here now with all these excuses, you know what they're gonna say, Boots? They're gonna say the same exact thing I'm saying right now. They're gonna say, well, we kind of expected that to happen. He ain't really fought nobody being there with Crawford, but he was a young lion that's coming up, and we just thought it was time for him to step in there and face Bud. And my advice to you there, Boots, is that please don't try to practice on this dude. I mean, don't try to practice, bro. Don't try to act like this is a practice session to gauge where you at. You either all the way in or you all the way out. Because listen, Boots, I think you're a good guy, bro. Real talk. You ain't did shit to me. I ain't for Philly. I got respect for Philly boxing. But the way I look at your situation or who you fought, and I'm trying to line up at least 2 fighters to 3 fighters to properly gauge if you had the experience to prepare you, just 50% of what Crawford has to offer if you was in there, and a lot based off what we seen and how he broke down Errol Spence. I'm saying to myself, does Boots have it, bro? At this point in time, do you have it as a fighter? And it's just my opinion, brother. I don't think you're ready to step in there with Crawford. I'm not saying a professional fighter and you know what I'm saying, you're not qualified to even fight on that level. No, you're qualified. You're the mandatory. You know what I'm saying? You're the mandatory, man. You know what I'm saying? You're a professional fighter, and you have ample amount of fights for people that's gonna say, oh, he got 31. He got 31. But when it comes to the quality of opposition, your resume doesn't even scratch the surface of what Crawford was able to accomplish prior to fighting Spence. It doesn't even scratch. It doesn't even come within the proximity. It doesn't even gain clearance there, Boots. Your resume doesn't even gain clearance to even fly. Use it as a fly zone, just in case you want to collect some intel. It doesn't even get fly zone approval. You can't even fly over freaking Terrence Crawford resume. It doesn't even scratch nowhere close to the surface, bro. I'm just being honest. It doesn't even come close. And anybody who want to sit up here and debate and argue about resumes, you're just stupid. You're just stupid. If you think it's for fun, let's debate Terrence Crawford and Jerron Boots' resume. Man, come on. You're on the CRACK now. We're not talking about the CRAIC. We're talking about the CRACK. You know what I'm saying? This is another thing I believe that happens, Boots. I think Crawford stops you, bro. I do. I think Crawford stops you, man. And once again, this is not taking away the fact that you can't box. But like I just mentioned, this dude Bud, man, he has a mean streak about him. And I've heard stories about your sparring and everything. I'm not taking anything. I'm not reducing the credibility or value to your sparring. So I heard about him. Real talk. I've never been to your gym or anything like that. But I'm saying Crawford has been in front of the bright lights and he has a mean streak in him, dog. He has a serious mean streak that for me, I don't believe that you're ready to wipe that smile away and plan around in the ring, that you have to deal with somebody who's not going to sit there and play with you. Crawford is not going to play with you. He's going to make sure if you're thinking this is a joke, he's going to make sure that you learn a lesson for thinking that he was somebody you was going to come in here and play with. He's been proven to have a mean streak. Whenever he chooses to shut the lights off, that's what he does, man. He chooses right then and there to commit to marching on, with different type of boots on. You know what I'm saying? And he commits to stomping out his opponents. That stomping leads to a TKO. He's been known to break down his opponents, bro. He's been known to throw out the fight strategy and break down his opponents so much to the point where the referee has to step in and stop the fight. I think he stops you, bro. And it won't be necessarily like you land flat out on the canvas, but Crawford does have the accoutrements, right? The tools, the weaponry, the cachet. He does have that to break you down and put you in a situation where you have to fight for your life. I'm not talking about literally fight for your life as in life or death, but fight for your boxing life if you was to step in the ring with him. And also, this may not sit well with you, Boots. I think he gets you out of there earlier than Spence. I do. I just believe that Crawford would understand who you haven't fought up to that point, right? Because let's be honest, Errol Spence has been in some tough fights. They give him the name, the Blaxican, you know what I'm saying? His come forward style. Errol Spence has proven that he can go in there some tough fights and take some punches and keep on coming. I haven't seen you in those fights. I haven't seen you in Errol Spence, Kell Brook fight. I haven't seen you in that. I haven't seen you in an Errol Spence, Sean Porter fight. I haven't seen you in that fight where you can take licks and not just so much keep on ticking, but really deliver some counter shots or a response to the point where your opponent is starting to break down, or somewhat like Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. I haven't seen you in that type of conflict. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen you with a Jermell Charlo and Tony Harrison where you have to really think. You in a situation you have to really think on how to break that fighter down. And we're talking about quality opposition first and foremost. Quality opposition. I just think Terrence Crawford stops you in early fashion than he did Spence. I don't think you make it to the 9th round in there with Crawford, because the part which I'm saying is that it's based off the lack of preparation that leaves you a bit in a rudiment, not a rudimentary, but I don't want to say embryonic, but an undeveloped stage where there's areas of boxing that your resume hasn't prepared you for. Stepping in there with somebody who's been there. You know what I'm saying? Terrence has been in there with some freaking tough fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? People talk about Gamboa all the fucking time. Gamboa was Crawford said he had very quick feet. He was in and out. It's some changes that he had to make. But people talk about that fight and they always leave out the multiple knockdowns that Crawford had in that fight outside of Gamboa landing that one shot that wobbled Crawford. Even Errol Spence mentioned that shit at their infamous meeting. Talking about you got hurt by Gamboa. Hey, the shit was funny yesterday, but it was a memorial service this year. I just think, and I'm just a voice that boots. And then, once again, I got to keep on reiterating respectfully because it's respect there. But basing off what I've seen from both sides, well, we're talking about resumes. We're talking about somebody who's two-time undisputed vice. You having an interim IBF champion. Put away the title, and then let's go through and review your resume. And then we find somebody on your resume, which they always gonna say Sergey Lipinets. So you take Sergey Lipinets and you try to compare Sergey Lipinets to somebody that's on Crawford resume. Now, can you honestly say, you know what I'm saying, with all truthfulness, that you can take Sergey Lipinets and compare him to somebody on Crawford's resume as a welterweight and say, well, this is where Boots did it better because Sergey would be better than this person on Crawford's resume at welterweight? Who are you gonna put up there? Real talk. Who are you gonna put up there? And will it even matter? You know why it won't matter? Because they said Errol Spence can beat everybody on Crawford's resume, bro. That's how they was sliding on Crawford. Errol Spence can beat everybody on his resume. Period. Point blank, period. Errol Spence can beat everybody on Crawford's resume. So Crawford ain't fought nobody. You try to bring up 140 undisputed. Oh man, Errol Spence destroyed Julius Ndongo. Shakur Stevenson just recently said on $1 million worth of game that he was the worst. He's the worst opposition on the resume, which ain't true. That's not true. You can't put Julius Ndongo, a unified champion, and say he was the worst. Damn. That's discrediting Bud's freaking first undisputed. But they can't discredit the second one, even though they trying their booth. They trying to discredit. You know damn well what you witnessed in the ring. You know very well that man's a dangerous man. That dude was up here having a sidebar conversation with another undisputed fighter that he's attempting to challenge, but keep refuting this man's call out. And that's Jermell Charlo. He's actually beating down Errol Spence and having a sidebar conversation with a unified champion that's a division up from where he's at right now. Come on, man. And this is in front of millions that he's sitting up here arguing and going back and forth with Jermell Charlo on the sideline. That's how much confidence he had. You think you're ready to deal with that, Boots? You think, seriously, all them people that's up here just rah-rahing, and you say you was looking for Crawford since 2018. Boots, do you seriously believe that you're ready for this guy? Because I want Crawford to have full credit, just like I want you to have full credit of stepping into their ring and being a credible opponent for freaking Terrence Crawford on that night. I'm not tired of hearing people talk about putting you in there with Crawford. I'm not tired because you are that guy. You're going to be next up to be world champion in the welterweight after they determine what's going to happen with these belts, right? You up next. But what I'm trying to get a hold and help you understand without it being sounding so critical, you say you was looking for Crawford since 2018, bro. So since you've been searching for him and you found him July 29th to be in there whooping on a guy who they were saying that was the best welterweight in the division and beat him so simple. Do you believe what it takes to go in there and take that man to a whole nother place of darkness? Do you think you have what it takes? Because another thing I believe you need to work on if you're going to even fuck with Crawford, you need to work on your cardio, bro. Because it just seemed like in the shooting fight with all the movement that was going on, you start to slow down. And then when you start to slow down, it was almost like you weren't cutting off the ring the way you're supposed to. So you was just in there just trying anything. You think you're going to be able to have that type of moment with TC? If you was to get the opportunity, you think you're going to have that moment? That is a serious thought right there, bro. That's a serious thought that you might want to consider. And once again, this is just my assessment on looking at your 31 victories and the fighter, the pugilist, the pound for pound best. I don't want these people trying to egg you on because they don't give a fuck about you. At the end of the day, Boots, they don't give a fuck about you. You go in there and take this L against Crawford in the worst way, they ain't gonna really never want to say your name again, bro. But listen, I'm gonna go even further there, Boots. A lot of these cats on here that should be talking about you, they busy talking about Bud. Imagine what they're gonna do to you, Boots, because you have less of a quality resume than Errol Spence. And you see how they did him. They was barely talking about Errol Spence unless they chose to say, well, I want to have a fun-sized debate on Errol Spence and Crawford, right? They do that all the way up to July 29th. Now, in the post-fight aftermath, during the rehab process, these motherfuckers still out here lost in a motherfucker, their Boots. They busy up here still talking about Bud when they should be trying to urge Bud in the most polite way to say, hey, if you're not going to fight Errol Spence at 54 and Errol Spence turns down the fight at 47, we would like for you, sir. They should put some sir in it, Boots. We would like for you, sir, to face Jaron Ennis at 147, sir. Because he's earned the commission. He's earned the promotion, goddammit. You should say, sir, if we did anything to piss you off, because we know we can get reckless out here on the YTC, if we did anything to piss you off, talk ill will or malicious about you, I just ask that you forgive us. Because we can act a bit stupid at times. And our ignorance seems to run it over when we hold in our red cup. You know what I'm saying? We have a little bit of pop valiance in us, liquid courage that we just get a little bit out of pocket. But Boots, you got a lot to think about, brother. You have a lot to think about, man. I know you have a hand issue over there. Hopefully your hand is good, because you're definitely going to need both of them if you ever step in the ring with Crawford at 47, bro. I'm just being as amicable as possible. This ain't no shot at Boots. I ain't doing it for no motherfucking views, none of that shit. But brother, I don't think Terrence Crawford is the fight that's going to be a win for you. I don't think you're scared to step in there with Terrence Crawford at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for what we've seen, how much of a mean streak and how much of a boxing IQ that Crawford has, his skill level being on a whole nother tier, plural. He's on a whole nother tier, you know what I'm saying? Tiers than you, their Boots. He's on a whole nother tiers, not just one tier, not just 2 tiers, not just 3 tiers, 4 tiers. We're talking about 5 or 6 tiers higher than you, brother. He's a multi-division world champion, bro. He's had multiple championship fights, man. He's defeated a lot of champions, bro. A lot of people ain't gonna be honest like me, man. They're gonna have some agenda behind it. I don't have an agenda in telling you this shit. I'm speaking from the heart that I feel that if anything you can avoid at 47, it would be Crawford. If you don't want to avoid him and you just want to test yourself and you feel like, well, I may not have nobody on my resume to prepare me, but Crawford didn't either when he fought Spence. So I'll play my chance. Okay. If you believe that Kell Brook and Sean Porter, the way he went out here and decimated them, right? If you want to listen to all the people that sit up there and downplay that shit as much as they can, and then when it was finally time for Errol Spence to be front and center in the ring and saw the brutality that ensued, If that doesn't make you think a little bit, brother, I don't know what will. I don't know. I don't know what will, man. That shit right there should have made you really reassess. Like, do I really want this at this point in my career? Because listen, one loss is not gonna look bad on your record there, Boots. But when you lose with Terrence Crawford and that one loss is a stoppage, and we all know a TKO goes on your record as a KO. All right. I'm just saying, honestly, I don't think you make it out there fighting to the scorecards. I don't see it happening, bro. I think you get taken to school. I think Crawford is on higher tiers than yourself. I'm really hoping that Errol Spence don't take this fight. I know that Terrence has said that it's no value in fighting you as a fighter. I get it, and that's where I will sidestep. I will slip underneath that because that's his decision. You know what I'm saying? That's his decision. But at the end of the day, if by chance, this Canelo fight gets a little, fuzzy, and something different happened that we expected on September 30th, and Jermell Charlo wins, well, he already said he want to face Canelo 2 times. So if by chance somebody leave the window open for a freaking Terrence Crawford selecting somebody else to fight, I really want it to be you, man, so we can get this out the way. The reason is because these aerosexuals, man, they some selfish individuals. When you look up obstinate in the dictionary there, Boots, you'll find aerosexual snotty boys. You'll find them. They some selfish people because you see how they're refusing to talk about Spence the way they should. They should be boosting this man up and help him towards recovery. But yet, every now and then they want to give you some airplay. They don't even talk about you on a consistent basis. But yet they want to put their hand in your back and puppetize you and have you up here trying to goddamn ask for that heat. You know what they call a whole bunch of crows there, Boots? You know what they call a group of crows that's in the sky? Because whenever they in the sky together, it ain't nothing good. They about to go and goddamn and put some heat on somebody. You know what they call that? Murder. When they see a bunch of crows together, it's called murder. Real talk. That's the technical term. It's called murder. I think you stepping in the ring with Crawford anytime soon is not going to be a healthy situation. I think it's going to be a massacre all over again. I think you get finished in shorter time than Errol Spence there, Boots. I don't think when it comes down to you all fighting one another, I'm not saying you can't fight, but based off what I seen your last 2 fights, you're not going to be able to play around with a professor like that. And look, I know people are going to say, well, if that fight even happened, Crawford's already going to be, 36 years old. Okay. But he said he feels great. Just like Canelo just said he feels great. Right? They say he feels great. I feel like I can continue to, box or whatever. So I know a lot of people are going to be telling you, oh man, he old. Go ahead. If you wasn't convinced the ass whooping, the thrashing that he put on Errol Spence, that you might be concerned about that same type of soap opera, you're not trying to be the lead actor in that. You know what I'm saying? That can easily be Creed 4 and 5. Crawford was in Creed 3. Instead of David Benavidez being in the ring, easy Crawford can be in there. And bring Crawford back and bring Spence back and reenact that motherfucker. That'll be good content for Creed 4. I'm just being honest there, Boots. Just really assess the situation to see if your resume, if you think that you fought somebody on there to come even remotely close to a pound for pound best fighter in Terrence Crawford before you go out here and you find out on the job. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is something that you can find out on the job. It depends on what tier fighters that you in there with. But to go in there and have these people put their hand in your back and continue to push you forward when they truly ain't fucking with you, bro. They some selfish individuals. All their their entire action, Boots, is to pretty much find any which way possible to get Crawford a one on the right side of his boxing ledger. That's all. They hate Crawford so much they want to see him lose. So who are they going up next? They feel that they have open court to drag you along every single time they want to try to push something on Crawford. Oh man, fight Boots, fight Boots, fight Boots. But listen, Boots, you have to understand. You have to have a reflection of one-on-one with yourself, God damn it. You got to say, do I really want this right here, right now? Am I ready for this shit? Deep down inside, you leaving the WBO sanctioning bodies for the IBF, Boots. Deep down inside, you know you ain't ready for Crawford, bro. You're not. I'm not saying you're not going to jump in there with him, but you're not ready for him, man. That dude has a mean streak on him, and he can box and fight. And the dude has wrestling pedigree. He know how to control the body. You know what I'm saying? The movement of the body. He know how to do certain his versatility in there. He knows how to use that shit. You've seen what his jab looked like, bro. Dude, and then also you have to take in deep consideration his team. You have to take in deep consideration that this man's boxing IQ, the pages in the book is just a little bit thicker than yours. I mean, the index is different, bro. You got sealed documents that's considered classified when you're going in there to fight Crawford, their Boots. In all respect, man, it's just one of those fights that really, it looked good to have Bud on your record. But unfortunately, by the end of the night, he would have basically put a blemish on the right side of your resume where that red is, and it would depict a 1. That's if by chance you fight soon and you're still undefeated. I'm just gonna be on record. And look, I'll bet anybody in your gym. I bet anybody in your gym on the outcome of that fight. I just don't see you being ready for that monster, man. And that's basically scrubbing your resume with 31 victories and finding somebody, anybody. I'm just talking about a missing persons report. Anybody that I can put together and say, you know what, take these fighters right here and put them in there, put them against these fighters over there on Crawford, welterweight, freaking body of work, and who will beat who and how and why and this, that, and the other. I can't find nobody on your resume that's really fucking with who he's fought at welterweight. So I kind of I definitely can give Crawford the check mark, right? I can give him the blue check, just like they was giving Spence, because every time they mention some shit, Spence was like, oh well, yeah, this person right here, you know, that person can beat. Sean Porter can beat anybody on Crawford's resume. Sean Porter can do that. Even Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying? He can do this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Look, Danny Garcia, he can do this, this, and this. You see what he did to Danny Garcia. Udenas Ugas, he could do this, this, and that. I mean, they was just giving these opponents of Crawford credit because Errol stepped in there with them and did them as dirty as he did them. So they was trying to boost up the guy who got beat up too. I'm telling you, nobody's going to boost you up, Boots. These cats that's supposed to be giving you all this LOVE in your backyard, they supposed to be giving you the same love that YSM Sports is putting, because you are a future world champion. You are that guy, but you have minimal people that's consistently supporting you over there to build up any type of clash between you and freaking Terrence Crawford. And based off the people who lost money on Spence, their Boots, they're not gonna bet on you. They too scared. They're not gonna bet on you. These the same motherfuckers would be scared to put their money in escrow or a neutral party because they have every plan of not paying. That's real talk. They have every freaking plan of not paying. Let me get to this chat, bro. Let me get to this chat. Boots think he's gonna get in the ring with Bud doing those same tricks he pulled with other fighters. He has another thing coming. That's all I'm trying to say, Neezy. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Boots coming in there trying any of that he's tried with his resume. You know what I'm saying? With his resume, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work at all. I cannot create a 3-man list, a roster, just a 3-fighter roster of Boots' resume, and attempt to do the same thing that they was drilling freaking Bud with. They was trying to say, "Oh, I'll take this off Bud's resume, Mikey Garcia and all that, and then I put them up there against Bud Crawford's resume. Who's better? Take 3 off Boots, and then go over there and compare them, cross thread them over there to Terrence welterweight resume." I mean, that's all, man. But even then, if you say that, right, you have to look at how their performance value was when they fought Boots, and how does it play into how Crawford defeated them guys that you comparing them fighters to. And then you have to work yourself up to the man himself, Crawford, and say, is it enough based off the assessment that we gave from these 3 fighters over here on Boots' resume, fighting these fighters on Crawford's resume at welterweight, and then also taking that value and formalizing it against a possible potential performance of Boots versus Crawford? How will it play out? Hey, man, it ain't gonna be pretty. And goddamn, we about to be in October. I'm telling you, it'll be Halloween all over again, bro. I believe Boots earned his shot in the ranking systems, but let's make no mistakes about it. The fight will look like Floyd versus Canelo, but with the KO. Hey, I totally get where you're coming from. I just don't see him making the distance. I just don't see him making it to the distance, bro. I'm not saying he's one-dimensional with Errol Spence, but he does have a lot of areas that if he's going to go in there and fight somebody like Crawford, he has to be much more educated, you know what I'm saying, on how he's going to jump in and out a certain way. He has to make improvisions in there. You know what I'm saying? How they say adapt, improvise, and overcome. I mean, how is he going to adapt to certain areas that Crawford put him in? Also, they're going to say, well, how is Crawford going to adapt? I can say with the experience that Crawford has up to this point, he's seen it all. He's seen it all, bro. Who am I to sit up here and act like this man ain't seen it all? He just went in there and decimated Spence, man. People can sit up here all of a sudden and say, oh, man, he was one-dimensional. No. Keep the same energy. Y'all was up here talking about pressure burst pipes, and you thought Errol Spence pressure was going to go in there and break down Crawford and cripple him and sit up here and say, well, you know what? Crawford ain't fought nobody like Spence. Crawford ain't fought nobody like Spence. I'm going to tell you, Crawford ain't fought nobody like Spence. Crawford, what is he going to do with that jab? How Crawford going to get away with that jab? How he's going to get past that jab? That's all they were saying. How you going to get past that jab? Come on, man. Somebody say Bud, that's KO and Boots. Shout out to Andrew Charles in the building. I see you on deck there, Andrew. W says salute. Han said Crawford has at least double the world title. Boots has scheduled 12 rounds. That's what I'm talking about, Han. The hottest facts in the chat, bro. Come on, man. The hottest, man. Boots has less than 10 scheduled 12 rounders, but his casual fans swear he's ready for a man with the 18-0 world title fight records. How, man? How did they take for granted? How are they going to get and feel some type of way about me once I shut this live down and try to debate with me as if I'm lying? I can't be lying on something that I believe. I didn't never say this was straight facts. I'm not prognosticating the shit like this. But all I'm saying to you is it'll be tough, Boots. It'll be tough, bro. Crawford has a mean streak. This dude know how to fight, man. And he's a goddamn masterclass boxer. Somebody said up there it would be Canelo and freaking Floyd all over again. I believe that. But when it comes to Crawford, he has a much more meaner streak. I'm not saying Floyd. Then I'm saying Bud has this streak that when he chooses to fight and commit to fighting and shit like that, I don't see you having a moment where you're going to stop him in his tracks, make him respect you, keep him honest, and then the fight is just back. Okay, now it's a test of skills because Bud tried that. It didn't work. Boots is showing us something that we didn't think he had. I don't see it. I just don't see it playing out like that, bro. You know, Boots, you fighting, stepping in there with Spence, right? I mean, Terrence Crawford right now. Well, the momentum that he has going on, the mindset that he has, man, the reservoir dedication, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about what drives him, what keeps him motivated. Hey, challenging himself. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, T? I predicted the Crawford and Spence fight, including the round for stoppage. Called me a prophet. Crawford stopped Boots, aka overhyped prospect, in round 8 if the fight happens. Okay, so Samuel's on deck already, saying that the fight gets stopped in 8. And I was thinking more so 7 to 8 myself. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking more so 7 to 8 myself, bro. But I don't think he make it the distance. I don't think, you know, I don't think you make it the distance there, Boots. You know what I'm saying? And people sit up here and think, oh man, that ain't how they don't care about you, bro. They should be talking hella, you know, consistency about you. They should be talking about you on a regular basis, man. The only time it seems like these naysayers and cowards wanna goddamn use your name, Boots, is just when they trying to goddamn throw you into a Crawford argument. That's selfish, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish shit. The only time they want to use your name is when they want to throw you into a Crawford debate. They want to basically use you as a motherfucking jump rope. They ain't talking about you like they supposed to coming out of Philly. They should be having the same consistency like YSM Sports have over there. They don't. They rather talk about Crawford every day. How many of Boots' victory were in Mexico? Well, I'm looking, and I talked about this before about Boots, right? One thing I complimented Boots on was that majority of his fights was in the US of A. Real talk. I think he had one fight in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong, but most of his fight was in the US of A. He wasn't down here, you know, doing the Canelo thing, you know, but I would say losing records. Boots was fighting fighters with a losing record all the way up to 2017. His last fight with a fighter that had a losing record. That is basically saying the losses supersedes that of the wins. Was Leonel Jimenez, and that was September 2017. His record was 3 wins, 18 losses, and 1 draw. After that, he fought Ahi Bruce, 23-14, George Sosa, 15-10, Gustavo Garibay, 13-9, Samuel Amorco, 23-17, Mike Amotis, 26-10, Armando Alvarez, 18-0, Raymond Serrano, 24-5, Franklin Mamani, 23-5. Nobody knows these dudes. Nobody knows them. Damian Fernandez, 12-1. Bahakyar Yubov, 14-1. I think this dude's like 4'3". Juan Carlos Abreu, 23-5. Right? Chris Van Heerden, You know, that was a no contest from a headbutt. And then, of course, it gets to the Sergey Lipinets, the Thomas Lelorme, who was coming off 2 losses. Custio Clayton, who was 19-0, y'all, who came in there and laid down like silk sheets, bro. And then Corinne Chudikin and Ramon Villa. So you take 1, 2, 3, 4. We're looking at 4 fighters. Those fighters being Sergey Lipinets, Custio Clayton, Corinne Chudikin, and Ramon Villa. That's it. That's as far as it goes. You know, that's as far as it goes, bro. That's as far as it goes, man. I couldn't put Thomas Delorme in there because Delorme was coming off 2 straight losses, man. I can't put Van Heeren in there. They didn't fight. I cannot even come close to putting any of these other fighters to compare them to Crawford's resume at welterweight. Nah, there's no justice to that. No justice, no peace. You know what I'm saying? It's no way in hell. And that's how far off he is from Crawford's resume, y'all. He's so far off, man, to be able to go in there and have the fans respect the fight. Crawford gets nothing from fighting Boots, bro. Nothing. Period. He gets nothing. Period. What is it? What is the gift? You know what I'm saying? How do you wrap that up and present it just like it's a gift? Say, oh man, this is gonna be nice. I just dropped that link in the chat. Boots not ready. Was Crawford. I will fight him and beat him, then go for the big money. Okay, T said Boots not ready. If I was Crawford, I would fight him and beat him and then go for the big money. I'm thinking that's highly possible if Canelo is still occupied. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If by chance, you know, Jamel pulls off a miracle and he wants to fight Canelo again in a rematch, he's going to be tied up for a minute. So we all know that takes away Crawford's number 1 target, Jamel Charlo. Well, I could say his number 1 target is Canelo right now, but his other co-op would be Jamel Charlo, who I don't think he wants to fight Crawford. Crawford has literally 0 incentive to fight Boots. Stupid business. How many tickets has Boots sold as a main event? See, Hans is starting to goddamn swing shovels now. You know what I'm saying? Now he started to take the jackhammer out. See, when they start to do construction on this chat, I can't do shit about it. I can't do it because they talking facts, bro. The same discrepancies that they was putting on Crawford. It's the same stuff that's coming up now from people who've heard it. You know, it's listeners, it's boxing aficionados that heard this stuff. How many tickets has he sold? You know what I'm saying? How many big fights has he heard as he been in? Is it anything that says because of his name that's going to get people to tune in and say, yeah, he has a chance? Will they respect Crawford after he defeats Boots? Or are they going to say, well, what did you expect? He had all those fights and it didn't. I mean, it's at this point, Crawford wants to respect, man. He wants the money. He wants big money fights, but also based off, you know, the individuals that still out here trying to say he ain't did shit. I'll take that back. I don't think he's really believing that he's going to get respect while he's still an active fighter. I think when he's gone, people are going to really relish in the moment and give him his flowers when he's gone up out of here, because then they'll know that he's pretty much off to the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Crawford has literally 0 incentives to fight Boots. Stupid business. Hans ain't playing, bro. Jessica on deck, I see you. How you feeling this evening? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you. Fighting Virgil Ortiz or Conor Ben makes 100 the business sense versus fighting Boots. He offers nothing, and Crawford isn't getting credit for anyone with a title fight record of 0-0. Man, Hans on fire, bro. Somebody call the police. This man up here setting freaking small fires is turning into infernos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Somebody need to get some fire extinguishers quick. Put this shit out after I shut down the live. Hey man, you on your shit there, huh? You know what I'm saying? Correct. Boots does nothing for Crawford. Would be being real petty and foolish to fight Boots. Thurman's mouthpiece and Crawford would sell itself all about the money. Plus, you be the unified champ. Yeah, I would rather see Crawford fight Thurman, even though Thurman has been inactive, a lot more inactive than Boots. Thurman has much more hardware that people will look at him and say, I respect that was a former unified champion. And, he has some big names on this record. You know what I'm saying? He has some big names on this record. He only has one loss, bro. He only has one loss now. People think Thurman just up here taking no. He's not Ugas. He only has one loss. Boots FICO is suspect. 31 victories, fights. Who? How many pay-per-views or title fights? Haters want Crawford to waste his energy on Boots for what? That's what I'm saying, Sammy. For what? God damn it. For what? This FICO right now, the welterweight division, man, is like 320. Real talk. If we even considering to place the FICO range as far as what our economic FICO, should be our personal FICO. I mean, it's way down there when it comes to Crawford. You're talking about Crawford having like a 890. Boots a 320. Come on, man. That's how far your resume is when it comes to comparing it to Crawford, bro. 18 straight title fights. Hey, shout out to Through the Lens of the Trenches, bro. Salute to you. See you in the building. 18 straight title fights. 11 stoppages straight. Come on, man. Come on, man. Who sent these dang soldiers over here with flamethrowers, man? Who gave y'all those grenades? Who? God damn, who sent this army over here, bro? They're up here fucking these aerosexuals up, man. Casualties everywhere. Somebody need to call the hazmat team out here. It's getting wicked. It's getting wicked, goddammit. Shout out to Haynes Legacy on deck. I see you, Haynes, in the building. Dragon Leg on deck, man. What's good with it? What's been up with you, Haynes? $18 straight title fights, 11 stoppages straight versus no titles and no title fights. Let that sink in, because I thought experience mattered. I thought experience mattered too. You know what I'm saying? I thought the shit mattered. Everything mattered for Crawford heading into the fight with Spence. They was like, he don't rate because he ain't did this, and this, and this. He need to earn EARN. He need to earn that motherfucker. What did he did to earn a shot with Spence? Man, they was saying, man, everything. Don't nobody give a damn about that first undisputed. Don't nobody give a damn about that. Well, if you didn't give a damn about the first undisputed, maybe you give a damn about the second. Because prior to that, y'all was up here saying, oh, man, it ain't going to happen, man. Errol Spence got the best jab in boxing. He got this, and this, and this, and this. And yeah, they want to now hold Crawford to his word. Look, how can you hold somebody, you legitimate pathological goddamn hypocrites, man? How can you hold anybody to your word when you was up here running a smear campaign on the man? Are you delirious? Are y'all dope fiends? Y'all up here running the whole smear campaign on this man. Lying. Every time you turn around, he has done nothing to satisfy y'all. But then you come around, well, when we heard Crawford speak at the post-fight conference, and excuse me, my voice is a little hoarse because I've just been weeping. Since July 29th, it's been tough in the whole family. But I just want to say this, right? Crawford, if you hear me, I'm calling out to you. You said you would fight Spence at 154. Don't you think it's fair? He was weight trained. Don't you think it's fair? Please, if you can take it upon yourself to find it within your heart He was weight drained. Give him the 7. All he need is the next weight division. And I'm like, hold up. So you saying everything it took Crawford to get those belts, all the criticism, we're talking about all the denigration that you all was putting this man through on social media. Now all of a sudden you want to hold him to his word. Man, y'all need a motherfucking checkup quick. What the fuck are they thinking? For real, what are they thinking, man? Seriously, what in the hell are they thinking, man? Seriously. They want to hold this man to his word when they was up here running a whole smear campaign across the YTC, blasting on this man, criticizing his every move, saying he negotiating in bad faith. He's moving funny. Spence did heavy lifting. Crawford ain't this. Crawford ain't that. Listen, bro. This guy's been listening. He's been paying attention. And also when he locked in the fight, Errol Spence for the first time, dude, y'all obviously, caught a lot of that freaking blunt force trauma that was being meted out inside the four corner dominion. Y'all got PTSD too. Y'all felt the blunt force trauma, goddammit. A lot of y'all did. And I'm looking at the reason why y'all acting the way you acting, because goddamn CTE is a hell of a motherfucking exchange. Y'all was talking all that shit so close. Y'all wanted them to take all these private trips up to Vegas and sleep 12 to a room just so you can afford the motherfucking room rate and shit. And then go in there and to my people. Oh, it's fight day. Oh, it's fight day. Hey, do y'all want to go eat at the buffet today? It's like $35, $40. The buffet in freaking MGM Grand. Y'all want to go eat the buffet? Man, I feel so stoked, man. I'm happy. Oh my God, man. I'm so veridical. Oh my God, it's going to be a crack. After this win, it's going to be a moment of crack celebration. You know what I'm saying? With the win. Yes, sir, we are. It's here. They up there eating. They up there talking. You know what I'm saying? Just having such like a joyful type of conversation about this fight. They knew for a fact that they believed that Errol Spence was absolutely going to go in here and prove everybody that believed in him right. But when the second round, like Crawford, one thing I have to say about Crawford, if there's any criticism that I give Crawford during that fight, why did you have to start so early in the second round beating his ass? God damn. Why did you have to come out? Why did you have to do that? Like, why did you have to come out southpaw at the last minute? And knowing he was a southpaw, he only faced 2 southpaw. Why did you have to come out and be his third? And knowing that the saying goes, Crawford, third time's a charm. Why did you change that and say third time's a harm? Why, bro? Why did you beat him up like that? Look, they was looking. Oh man, this is 3. This is the third freaking southpaw, man. Third time's a charm. No, third time's is harm. Bing, bing, bang. Boom, boom, bang. Bang, bang, bing, bong. That's all we saying. That's all we saying, bro. And then the strawberry juice start to seep from the pores, and oh man, it was wicked. I can't imagine. They had just got back from the concessions, y'all. They was getting their drink ready. You know what I'm saying? They was snacking on some popcorn. You know what I'm saying? They was jumping up and down. Yeah. Yes, here y'all. Man, I'm glad we spent the money to come out here. Oh, this is history. This is motherfucking history, y'all. This is history right here. And like I said, Crawford, why did you have to start inflicting so much damage so early in the second round, though? Damn. It just make you start using profanity, God. You know what I'm saying? It just, you think back on, I don't watch that fight several times, and I can't help, but I need to read my Bible just before I actually start to hit the play button. I say, please, Father God, forgive me, because I'm about to use some vulgarity, expressions, some obscenities, and I want to ask your forgiveness ahead of time. Please don't punish me. Okay. And then I hit play on the motherfucking man, and all I could, God damn shit. Motherfucker getting his ass beat. Damn. That's all you hear, man. Like, now W says he predicted that because that was part of his plan to keep EJ in that weight class. That's the word on the street. So he predicted that because it was part of his plan to keep EJ in the weight class. That was word on the street. You don't say. You what was that again? So you're trying to say when he said they're gonna say he was too weak and he stayed in the weight class too long, that was a ploy for Terrence Crawford to finesse EJ to stay at 147 pounds. But I look at it like this, Jessica. EJ was the one that's saying he was gonna come for those effing belts. We have to hold him accountable. He's the one that was up there lying to Jim Gray and talking to the people. Crawford, I'm coming for them MFing belts. Well, guess what? Guess what? You made the declaration and you had to live with it, bro. Boots might be the most overhyped prospect in history. No joke. Damn, Hunt still ain't letting up on Boots. I guess if Boots is the topic of discussion, I cannot restrict, you know what I'm saying, or pretty much censor, you know, those who are in the chat speaking their minds. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Boots fans need him to get more 12-round scheduled fights on his belt. I agree. But at this point, with the amount of fights, I have to go on record as saying, you know, Boots, when it comes to your resume, numbers are lying. Numbers are lying when it comes to saying that the numbers that you got place you in a conversation to say that you're ready to step in there with Crawford, who actually has only 9 more wins than you, man. Crawford only has 9 more victories. Whew. Jesus Christ. Dang. That's crazy, man. Boost, beware of danger. Don't listen to your fanboys. Tread cautiously. The Omaha Monster is no joke. Talk to them, Samuel. That's all we trying to do is give them caution, man. Trying to give you pre-warning. We trying to do this shit from afar, remotely. We don't know what your location is at any given time during the day. So that's why we want to use this segue and hope for that message to get to you, man. Boots, you really have to think about this process. It's gonna be tough for you going in there against this dude. This dude, you look at his picture, man. Dude was built for a reason, the way he is, man. He said he always been the underdog. You just think about how many times he had to prove himself in life and what strength that he gained from that, both mentally and physically. I mean, you mess with a dangerous man, bro. I don't see Boots when if Crawford chooses to fight you. I just don't see him fighting you and you surviving that. I don't see it, bro. I don't, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it. Boots need to fight David Avanesian. I don't want to misspell his name or Mean Machine, and let's see how he looks in those fights. Better yet, Connor Bean, and let's see. I agree with that, Samad. I agree. Good summation. Yeah, fight common opponents like they say that Crawford had to do. They said Crawford had to fight common opponents. He couldn't get no respect from all those naysayers. You know what I'm saying? All those mouthpieces out there that had something to say. He couldn't get no credit. Yeah, let's see that, please. Let's see you fight a common opponent of Crawford so we can kind of gauge if you're there yet. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So we can gauge where you at, because they love sitting up here putting common opponents in there for Crawford, saying, hey, the only way that we're going to be able to properly judge you and point the finger at you and criticize you is that you go in here and fight somebody that Spencer's already fought. You know what I'm saying? So if it came down, let's just say Green Machine. All right. Crawford stopped Green Machine in round 9. I'm going to say Green Machine is a better fighter than Ramon Villa. So at this point in time, Green Machine only has 2 losses. The man is 23-2-1, 18 knockouts. His only losses is Virgil Ortiz Jr., which he hurt Virgil Ortiz, and Terrence Crawford, of course. Virgil Ortiz stopped him in 8 rounds, and Crawford stopped him in 9. But that has nothing to do with Boots, because Boots haven't fought anybody the likes of Virgil Ortiz yet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the likes of Terrence Crawford. So at the end of the day, yeah, fight one of them dudes, man. That's a good point. Real talk. Good point. Gilly has Boots in his personal pound for pound, so that gotta mean something to Crawford. Hey, man, yak is a hell of a drink, ain't it? Whatever they over there, Ciroc, whatever the shit, that's a hell of a drink, man. How can you be taken serious and say this man is in your pound for pound? Wallow can't have him in his pound for pound. He always asks, what's your top 5? I mean, bro, that's not the conversation, man. That's not the conversation. I respect Gilly though. Seriously, Gilly, I look at, this dude used to be right. Gilly's an intelligent individual. He used to write, bro. You have to have a creative mind to be able to write for people in the music industry. You have to. And the dude is pretty athletic too. I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing to say about Gilly as far as disrespect, because I seen that man when I was at the Barclays over there in Brooklyn. He was out there talking. You know what I'm saying? He was cool people. You know what I'm saying? But talking about a casual boxing fan, I think you're a casual boxing fan, Gilly, for real. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit up there and did what you did to freaking Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wanted to ask him all the hard questions, but it was a freaking recreational moment when Errol Spencer's on there. Y'all was up there having tear jerkers and shit, knee slappers. I thought I was in a ham bone contest. Oh, you so funny, guy. Yeah. Up there cracking jokes every other minute. Like, ask some boxing questions. Boots like to mind his work. He's not ready for war. Hey, solid point. Don't he Blunts? Don't he? You hear that, Boots? Blunt say you like to admire your work. You can't do that against Bud. You can't go in there and think you're going to be playing and admiring your work, bro. Man, come on, man. Come on. Man, need to screenshot some of these comments there, Boots. You know what I'm saying? For real. With Crawford. But at least you can know what some of your areas of fragment. Reinforce that shit before you step in there. You know what I'm saying? Just reinforce those areas just a little bit and make it a little bit more difficult. You know what I'm saying? To make it challenging. Because I want Crawford to get full credibility, bro. Full FICO value. Boots hasn't seen a 12-round versus anybody other than a man named Karan. He is so far from ready, it's not funny. That's the main reason why, when I was listening to these people, Hans, these people love talking and run their mouth on Facebook and IG and YouTube. And they just have their hand in this man's back, pushing him forward just because they don't like Crawford. That's not being authentic. That's really being disingenuous at the end of the day, because you're not really hoping he get in there because you believe he can win. All you want to do is somewhat think he expendable. Whenever you want to use somebody, you want to call up Boots' name to go in there with Crawford. That's all. Because you felt that Errol Spence can get it done. He didn't get it done. Now you want to make 1,001 excuses. Now next in line, you want to say, well, let us use Boots' name. Okay, Boots, you up next. We're going to use your name. No, that's fucked up. Y'all showing truly who y'all really are. That's fucked up. Shout out to Swat Jones in the building. Salute to you. I see you. Smoke Session Sports and Entertainment in the building. What's good, brother? If MF don't think Boots should fight Canelo, Boots shouldn't fight Crawford. Crawford should fight Canelo, but the same one who want to see him fight Boots don't want to see the Canelo fight. Man, you spending too much time out in these goddamn trenches there, Blunts. For real, man. For real. Why is Thurman hiding under a bed and not calling out Boots? Boots need to get tested. He's not ready. Bud is about legacy fights. Yeah, he's strictly about legacy right now, man. That paycheck, which he's earned. But I'd be damned if he got to prove something to people by all of a sudden they up here acting like, oh, prove that you can beat Boots. If you don't fight Boots, it's a duck. I can't believe you childish juveniles, man, up here still talking about ducks. This man just beat a guy who was on the pound for pound list now. He defeated a guy who was on the pound for pound list, bro. And these niggas still up here talking about ducks. Do you really think that's relevant after you just witnessed this dude, July 29th, Crawford go in there and destroy a fighter who was next to him on the pound for pound list for that amount of months? They're still using duck, man. That shit's old. It ain't gonna work. Y'all hold on. I don't care if Boots ready or not. I just know Crawford gets zero credit for Boots, and it's not even close to a career high payday. So what does TC get out of this? His fans won't have bragging rights. No doubt, man. That's my whole point. What does he get out of it? Because they're trying to take away someone who was actually on the pound for pound list, who was hyped up for years at a time. He made it look so easy that they're trying to take away his credit by saying the man is weight drained. They have so many excuses for the dude that they put in there to get the win against, Crawford. And furthermore, just like the audio stated, he said, on his life, you ain't going to stop me. Spence said, on his life, man. So is he still alive? Is the clone? Have they checked with the clone? They check Area 58? He said, on his lights, bro. On his life. Kendra, what's good? He said, Boots don't really want it with Bud. Hey, man, they trying to talk this man into wanting it with Bud, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it has to be spoken on. It has to be spoken on, bro. Come on, man. Like, check this out, man. Let me get back to Toby. Let me read Toby's right quick. Do the Bud haters really think Boots or his team haven't seen the Spence versus Bud fight yet? Ain't gonna want to look like Errol. He doesn't want any part of Bud. I remember that when the question was being asked to Bozy about the Avanesian fight, he said, who? He did what he's supposed to. And that's boxer talk. They say, you know, he wasn't nobody. I get it. I get it. You know, but they're not gonna say who when it was Spence. I hear a lot of people that I didn't expect this from. It's a lot of people that I respected enough to say, okay, how long they been attached or embedded in the sport of boxing, they would give a fair assessment. But a lot of them he was weight drained. You know, even Keith Thurman saying the most dumbest shit. Keith Thurman is trying to use this reverse psychology to try to say, well, I'm gonna see can I piss Bud off to get the fight. If I can just get him in the ring, you know what I'm saying, I'll handle the rest. You know, so he's like, oh, truth be told, Bud, he didn't fight a real champion. No, that's not gonna be enough there, Keith. That's not gonna be enough for you to try to get that man to choose you. It's not gonna be enough, bro. This will boost first chance at the title, man. He dared to be great. Y'all really celebrating that win is what will be said. Yeah, man, you spot on with that. Tomorrow he was daring to be great, Hans. But guess what, Hans? Just like you said, they would say Boots was daring to be great. It's the same ones that saying, Crawford's he's trying too much, man. He's doing too much now trying to fight Canelo. He's doing too much. See, they don't want any of that language that they use to boost up the people who they support. That's out of the question for Crawford. He want to fight Jamel. Oh, he doing too much, man. He doing too much, man. Jamel too big for him. Jamel too big. Jamel say, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. God damn. Just leave me alone. God damn. I'm talking about just leave me alone. Michael Jackson reincarnated. Blue calling out racist Latino fans that are literally just retweeting and repeating what black LDBC anti-Bud channels are saying is disingenuous. Man, I know good and damn well they ain't calling nobody racist. Please. Man, please get out of here. All them fence jumpers, man, get out of here. They lost. You know what I'm saying? They are absolutely lost, man. He struggled with Korean cuckold and couldn't even cut off the ring. Let's be real. This isn't the question. Boost doesn't belong in there with the ATG like Bud. That's all I'm trying to get across, man. That's all I'm trying to get across. Check this out, man. Hold up. Hold up, man. Let me take this down right quick. Look, I need to compliment this live and showing you where I'm at with it. Hold on. Listen to me, y'all. Listen, this is essentially one of the most important, documentations, man. Documentation be conversation. They always say that shit, but really, when it comes to the conversation, they just don't want to hear it sometimes. Jerron Ennis, that's the top part. That's the upper echelon of his description. You know what I'm saying? Ennis with 2 N's, 31-0, 28 knockouts. But just go through this, man. Look at this. This is where I said, in 2017, this right here. This was the last opponent that was 3-18 losing record. I mean, from there on, you got to think about going all the way up 23-17, 26-10. And who knows? Let me see what this record is right now. Armando Alvarez. Armando Alvarez is 20-2, 12 KOs and 1 stoppage. And he lost to Jaron Ennis his first fight. But prior to him, who did he fight? No one knows. No one knows. He built up a record too. You know what I'm saying? He built up a record too. And make it so bad. Let me see this dude. When is his last fight? His last fight was 2019. 2019. So he ain't been in the ring since 2019. But peep this out. You know, you got Sergey Lipinets. He came up to the division with only lost to Mikey Garcia, and that was for a WBA title shot at 140. But peep this out with Thomas Delorme, y'all. Look at that. Thomas hadn't been back July 2022. Prior to fighting Jaron Ennis, October 2021, he had lost to Stanthionis right here, and he had lost to Jamal James. He was going in there with boots off 2 straight losses, and one of those losses was in the same year that he fought Ennis. He lost to Stanthionis April of 2021, and then fought Ennis October 2021. And this is Thomas Delorme. You know what I'm saying? He has 6 losses, 3's been stoppages, right? So if you go deeper into his resume, you're going to see Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford was 25-0 at the time. Thomas Delorme had been stopped by Abreu. And up to that, he was undefeated. First loss Abreu. Then he had some wins. Then he stepped in there with Crawford. Crawford stopped him in the 6th round. But when Ennis was coming off, Ennis fought him, he was, sitting on 2 losses, bro. No need to go to Custio Clayton. Let's go to Custio Clayton anyway. Custio Clayton 19-1 and 1, 12 KOs. Right? His last fight was Jaron Ennis. He lost. It was a draw, majority draw with Sergey Lipinets, who Jaron Ennis stopped in 6 rounds. So we go through here. He has one with DeMarcus Corley, who he won TKO 6 rounds. Shout out to Chop, man. Shout out to Chop. But really, the big names, really no one for Custio Clayton. Really no. Let's go to Corinne. This is a long enough name for us to have some excitement. Shout out to Corinne. 22-2, 12 knockouts, age 27. Let's go through here and check out. He fought Jaron Ennis January 2023 this year, right? He did pick up a TKO stoppage after he fought Ennis. But let's see any names that we can gravitate to and brag about. I want to brag about some of these fighters on his resume. I'm gonna just have to go back up to the top and send a search party out here because I'm unable to find or locate anybody of notoriety for real. I just wasn't able to do it. And then Ramon Villa, let's check him out. Okay, 26-2, 24 knockouts. This is where he had his coming out party. He beat Rashidi Ellis in a majority decision, right? 12 rounds. But let's go down here. Let me see who can we gravitate to. Let me see. Who can we pick up a hitchhiker and say that was the guy? What is this? God damn, Villa. In 2018, you fought a guy that was 0-18. Oh my God. Cut the lights off, close the doors. Everybody, please hurry up, exit out. Please exit out in a hurry, please. And look, man, come on, man. Come on. 0-18. God damn. God damn. 33-23. Ernesto. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I say, Boots. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying, Boots, man. Like Ramon Villa, man, he ain't fought nobody, bro. And he did look good against Rashidi Ellis. I ain't gonna lie. But man, that come forward style taking all those punches. Man, Crawford would have stopped that dude quick in a hurry. Way before 10 rounds, man. Way before 10 rounds. But good Lord, he has an 0-18 fight on his record. Jesus Christ. And that's where we at with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's very interesting, man. That, this is why I say what I say there, Jerron. I mean, you're definitely not prepared to go out here and face somebody the caliber of Crawford. Is just too much at this time. When we talk about what we've seen in the ring and what we've seen on paper, there's Jerron Ennis. It's just no way that I'm gonna be on board with saying that you're ready to fight of Terrence Crawford, bro. Your resume is mediocre and tiers below that of Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And I mean no ill will or malice to say that, you potentially may get stopped. I think you will get stopped fighting Crawford, and I think it'll be earlier fashion than Spence. Seriously. Even Spence has been on more championship, stage, than you. He has more championship experience than you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to True Me Today, USA Boxing Coach Malachi in the building. What's good with it, Coach? If I'm Boots, if I'm Boots, I'm like, why take high risk now? But on some unfinished business type vibe, hell, let him work. Boots not ready for Bud right now. And look, Jones, he's also young enough that if he don't fight Bud right now, he's good. Dude is 26 years old, man. He's gonna be around for a long time, bro. A long freaking time. So he has plenty of it. When it comes to the bezel, he has plenty of time on it. Really, plenty. DJ 7 on deck. What's good with it, bro? Y'all trip me out with these alias, these nicknames you be giving these fighters to my Korean cuckold. Bud said it best. Let Boots fight somebody to test him, and there's plenty good fights he can take to see, like Stanthionis, Virgil Ortiz, even somebody like Mean Machine. I agree. Through the lens of facts, I agree. Let him fight somebody who's going to test him, bro. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Yoda? Boots is not seasoned enough. Let's Boots stew a little more in the pot. So when Terrence eats Boots food, it tastes good. Right now, Boots food don't taste good to Bud. Plus, the check that he needs is not going to be reasonable for Bud Crawford right now. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about what he received from Errol Spence, vice the EBT freaking, little card, payment card that he's gonna receive from fighting Boots. No, we can't do it. We can't do it, bro. And this is no knock, man. I'm just saying, bro, your resume is not, it doesn't meet the qualifications for us, the consumers, to say, you know what, we want to see this fight. And Crawford has put it out there already and say he gains nothing fighting you. It don't matter if these selfish ass fans continue to put you in the conversation. Okay, it's good, but they really not in your best interest. They don't care. All they doing is, let me just put them up here. Let me just put them up here just because I don't like Bud. I just want anybody to beat Bud. Well, they're not saying that about Charlo. They're not saying that about Charlo. He called out Charlo before he went in the ring with Spence. He called out Charlo, bro, before he went in the ring with Spence. And they barely even mentioned damn Mel Charlo. They don't even try to encourage Mel Charlo to fight this man. They want to go up here and push Boots in the back and say, Boots, go in here. Go get him. Go ahead, man. Go get him. Get him. Get her done. Get her done. God damn it, get her done. Yes, we going out back tonight. Get her done. I wish that overhyped Boots had a medal, at least. Oh man, y'all on some other time tonight. I swear, man. He said, I wish the overhyped Boots had a medal at least to offer brothers or anything. Dude is literally just an overhyped prospect. Damn, you trying to say he needs some freaking Olympic pedigree to increase his FICO, bro? God dang, savages in the chat, man. Savages in the chat. 911 savages in the chat. See, they forget that Bud studies fighters. They got to remember it's an IQ test when you fight Bud, and he was stripped of your game plan. See, Bud is beating guys off pure IQ. Nobody has made him think yet. I got to give a big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. God damn. Like I tell people, I will take the ones I know in the chat and talk this shit any day at a time and get myself educated than having 1,000 motherfuckers that I don't know. Man, goddamn, this chat has been on motherfucking arsonists in this bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't come and shut me down and tell me, you violating the code, the coordinates, and not the coordinates, the ordinance. You violating the ordinance. Got to shut it down. Shut it down, goddammit. There's too many fires going on over here, smoking up the place. Goddamn neighbors complaining. Shut it down. Shut it down, goddammit. And when you get these chats going, these live streams, you got to think about the surrounding area. You got to think about innocent bystanders. You know what I'm saying? You got embers falling from the sky and burning little kids on the shoulders and the hair, and they got to go to school in the morning, goddammit. Have some consideration for life. Okay, for life. Damn, man. I hear you there through the lens of the trenches. I hear you, bro. He up here talking about this IQ. I try to tell him there. I try to tell him, Bud, his thought process, man, you got to beat that. You can't just talk about the physical structure. You got to get into the headquarters there. You know, trenches. You got to infiltrate the headquarters, bro. You got to infiltrate the headquarters. What are they doing? You got to infiltrate the headquarters, bro. No, the overhype comes from him, first of all, being in the 147-pound division, right? And him being over there at Showtime and, you know, being closely attached to that area over there. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And then, you know, they want to, you know, he's a likable guy. Boots a likable guy. Real talk. I don't have no problem with Boots, man. He's a likable dude. Real talk. He's a likable dude, man. But he plays around too much in the ring, and you know he's tiers below Crawford when it comes to, you know, ring IQ, physical boxing, just pure boxing skills. You know, mean streak, being able to turn on that kill switch and fight if you have to, and throw out defensive strategy. I mean, he's just overall more talented than Boots, man. He's stronger than Boots. You know what I'm saying? And it won't be a good fight for him, man. That's not a healthy fight for you, Boots. I have to put the H word in there. It's not a healthy fight for you, bro. It's not. It's not. Buckle Up Boxing Talk. What's good with it? I see you in the building. Truth of the matter, what was all that Spence power? Seems like Pez. I don't know where you at. Spence power. Truth of the matter, seems like Pez to Essen and Spence water. I can't quite get the back end there, Yoda. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button. No doubt, man. Please, you know, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button for me. I'm just putting it out there, man. These cats want to sit up here and act all fake when it comes to Boots. Oh man, y'all need to hold yourself accountable too. Every time you turn around, you know, they want to find something to say about weight drain and all these fucking excuses. And then they want to jump over there and grab Boots and bring him into the equation tomorrow. Oh, you need to fight Boots. You need to fight Boots. You all are sitting up here believing that his name, his nickname It's fun to say. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are very loquacious with that. Y'all continue to say boots, 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 like it's fun, like y'all just learned a new word, man. Oh, it sounds catchy. It's catchy. I'm not gonna lie, it's very catchy. Come on, man. Come on, bro. It's need more catch. It needs to be more than that, man. You got to include health wise, man. Him going in there with that killer. But ain't weighed, measured, or found boots wanting yet, as I quote my favorite health. Heath Ledger move. What they say was Errol didn't look like Errol Spence. I swear y'all on some goddamn different time today. He said what they said Errol Spence didn't look like Errol Spence. That's what they were saying, right, yo? This man did not look. Errol didn't look like Errol. Did he, Earl? Come here, Earl. Talk to the people, Earl. You know that guy we seen on TV, July 29. You remember we watched that fight he had just the last year, April 16th, when he fought that guy. Let me see, that guy from Cuba, Udenis Ugas. Oh man, he goddamn touched him up some nice. Just like we do that wild boar when out there hunting, he touched him up real nice. You know what I'm saying? But god damn it, I have to say this, man. God damn it. That Earl, that didn't look like Earl. What you saying, Earl? And that Earl, that Bud, can't give him no full credit for that, because that wasn't Earl. That's not the Earl we know. They was talking about that wasn't the Earl they know, bro. That Errol Spence wasn't the Earl Spence. Errol Spence wasn't Earl Spence. The dumbest shit you'll ever hear, bro, in this boxing talk. That wasn't Errol Spence, dog. That wasn't Errol Spence. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Andrew. I see you in the building. Boots, be very careful. They will hype you and leave you on the island like Spence after your L. Talk to him, Samuel. They need to hear that message, man. That's all I'm trying to get across. They already know in the chat. They already know, man. They say they will hype you up and leave you on an island there, Boots. That's exactly what they're going to do, man. That's exactly what they're going to do. Salute to you, Dan Tan on deck. Salute to Mark Nash in the building. Kivo said I was just at Granite's gym today. Salute to you, whoever you might be, man. Salute to you. I don't know who you are, if you're a boxer or not or whatever. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to Kivo. Shout out to Granite City Boxing Academy, man. Shout out to goddamn Brian Norman Jr., Senior. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all them fighters that's over there. Shout out to the Lopez brothers. Shout out and rest in peace, Lopez Senior. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Shout out to Lamont. Shout out to all them cats over there in Granite City, man. I really wish Boots won a medal in the closest thing to Roy Jones Jr. Good oh, shit, man. Oh, man, this can't be no Tuesday, man. He said, I really wish Boots won a medal in the Olympics, but the closest thing to Roy Jones Jr. could qualify. At least he'll be another medalist on Crawford's resume. Man, you ain't lying, bro. I don't even bring up RJJ, man, because that shit is frivolous, bro. I don't even entertain that shit, man. They say this man is the second coming of Roy, but yet they can't make up their mind. Whenever they want to hate on Crawford, they'll sit up here and try to compare Boots to Crawford. He does it better. He does it better. And then they say he's the second coming of Roy. Come on, bro. That shit is hilarious, man. For real, man. I'm glad I'm not drinking right now, for real. I'm glad, man, because this shit'll be too funny. He said, I really wish Boost won a medal in the Olympics. The closest thing to Roy Jones. They did say that, didn't they, Hans, man, for real. It's not like Crawford getting credit for the gold and silver medals he knocked out anyways. But still, if only Boost was a medalist. I know, man. It don't matter if he was a medalist or not. Seriously. It don't matter. Because when Crawford fought him, they was trash. See, Lomachenko can keep losing or whatever, and he has 2 gold medals. So they used that as Bitcoin when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers continue. That's like prestige. That's like priceless gold that he has. For real, them 2 gold medals, that's like price, because Lomachenko can look any which way impossible. He'll get another fight. You know what I'm saying? He'll get another fight. He lost to Orlando Salido, Teofimo Lopez, and now Devin Haney. And nobody even talk about those losses. And look, if you don't pay attention to Lomachenko, give him about 2 months. And one of them losses is going to come off that motherfucker. They've been trying to remove Orlando Salido forever and a day now. Boschrek is known to remove losses. That's a fact now. They say wish he was a medalist, man. That's hilarious, man. They say, God damn it, we need something of substance, man. This guy cannot have 31 victories and no medal. He's the second coming of RJJ, man. MD Mills is in the building. What's good, man? Boost did stop Thomas DeLorme in 1 or 2 rounds. And MD, I have to ask, I know it's late in the PM. What point are you trying to make before it turns into Wednesday, please? Because it'll be the middle of the week. A lot of things happen in the beginning of the week. What are you trying to explain exactly? Thomas DeLorme was coming off 2 losses, man. His shit was a Christmas tree, bro. His shit was a motherfucking Christmas tree. I know we getting used to the holiday spirit, and it's about to be, heading to October. Got Halloween up in this month. But what are you trying to say exactly? Please elucidate. Please allow some clarity. I need to know what you meant by that. Thomas DeLorme was coming off 2 losses prior to stepping in there with Boots. Keith Thurman was booted up out of the rankings by the WBC. He ain't even in position anymore. They tied. Look, if they want Keith Thurman to fight, they'll put him back in the rankings, just like they did Carlos Ocampo. They brought Ocampo from the depths of hell. When Ocampo came into the rankings, he was still on fire, smoking and shit. They brought him straight out the depths of hell and say, "Hey, now's your time. Okay? If you don't perform, we're taking you right back. Do what you gotta do." Shit, he got knocked out in the first round. Carlos Ocampo disappeared. He went over to Mexico for 12 fights. Really, that's just the front. He was down in hell paying the price, bro. For real. Carlos Ocampo, his last fight with Errol Spence, he went over there to Mexico and fought like 11 or 12 times now. If you ain't talking about going to the goddamn candy store and just buying some 5-cent candy, come on, bro. Carlos Ocampo went and ran his goddamn resume up. And ain't nobody say shit when he returned back to the U.S. And then he went in there and played around with Sebastian Fundora. Fundora wasn't even trying to knock the dude out, bro. So if a guy stops 30 grocery store clerks, are they ready for Bud? I don't know, bro. But I'm guessing if they stop 30 grocery store clerks, they should be able to work as a manager at a grocery store, the truth be told, They should be able to obtain some type of position of employment at a local Whole Foods, okay? Publix, Sam's Club, Costco's, something. Boots fighting Corinne was like somebody putting a cat in a cage with a young pit. Out tested killing skills, but instead of killing it, he chased it around all night and let it scratch him up. Damn, man. Y'all on some shit today, man. That is funny, man. We're gonna put this motherfucker and see if he fucked this kid up. Motherfucker just chased him around. He just chased him. Damn, scratched his ass up when he's supposed to be goddamn showing his killer instinct. That mother chasing the cat around and around we go. Around and around we go. 5 scheduled 12-round fights is crazy. I thought it was closer to 8 or 9. Bro, all I'm saying is I was trying to get the message across to these people because they steadily up here talking about Crawford ducking boots and all this. I said, you sound stupid. You sound stupid to think that after he's coming off a pound for pound win, he himself being on the pound for pound list, right? And you coming off defeating a guy on the pound for pound list, a guy that supposedly had more belts than you, did all the heavy lifting, had the better resume, much bigger, stronger. Everything was not in his favor until fight night. Until fight night. Everything was spent. And then when it came down to it, what happened? Excuse. The closest thing to Roy Jones, is that because he doesn't like Korean fighters? That's the only reason I can think of. Damn, man, I swear to God, this look, Toby just went back to, dang, he trying to start a goddamn a war up in this mug, man. He trying to say you want to put it on the fighter. The fighter didn't make the decision. Well, I understand what you're saying. The judges more so was the one that really should cause the hate and discontent, but Roy don't seem to feel some type of way about it, allow it to be PTSD. But I know deep down inside he would have loved to have that gold medal, period. He would have loved to have that gold medal, bro. I ain't gonna lie. At this point, everything he's been able to accomplish, man, dude would have loved to have that gold medal, man. They robbed him. The Koreans robbed him, bro. You're right, Toby. The Koreans robbed him, man. The shit I be hearing them say about Boots, I heard a guy say he does everything but does it 5 times better. Man, that nigga. That's what they were saying about goddamn Errol Spence before he went in there and got massacred, bro. They were saying all that. And you would think Crawford was just a little guy who had this really quick rise in fame. They thought he just landed a shot. He had a puncher's chance and he landed the shot and got the stoppage. You would think this dude was coming off a fluke win, but he really put together a masterpiece in there, a clinic, and people are just not willing to give him the credit that he deserved, man. The shit out here and say about Boots is crazy. That shit's crazy, man, for real. That shit is wild. But let me put this back up here. Before I close this out, man, appreciate y'all. And shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. Somebody tell me, can anybody figure what this is about? I just want to see. You put it in the chat. I'm about to close down this live. Can anybody figure that out? Come on, I know I got some intelligent human beings in here. You know what I'm saying? Who knows who that is? Come on, man. I know I got some intelligent people in here. Come on, put your brains together. What does that say? Who can figure that out? Anybody? Come on now. 30 seconds. Okay. Toby Smart. Perfect. Toby Smart. Shout out to you, Toby. Shout out to you. I just wanted to see that people know. So when you see it up here, you know what I'm saying? It's just something I came up with. But anyway, shout out to Toby, man. You know what I'm saying? Toby letting his IQ, you know what I'm saying, speak for itself. But man, appreciate y'all pulling up as always. And y'all remember, it wasn't personally their team menace, but I wouldn't suggest, unless you want Crawford's record to read 41 victories, 0 defeats, and 32 knockouts. Try to stay far away from that, man. The reality of it all. Come on, man. Bud Crawford will get credit via his box rec, but he's not going to get credit when it comes to people up here making excuses for you. And tell them to chill there, Boots. Get on Twitter and say, hey, stop putting me in every conversation. But then again, Boots may think it's feasible for him to be in every conversation when it deals with Crawford, because he's been looking for him since 2018. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, bro, I don't think you make it to the final bell, bro. Until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.